Ladies and gentlemen, Tanner Blue, Blue Sports Media. I have got Boomer versus Gen Z Sports Edition. I'm going to ask them a couple questions, see what they think. Dad, we're going to start with you first.
All right.
Very simple question. Jacob, you're going to go next after him, okay?
All right.
Perfect. Dad, who is the best NBA player of all time, Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
Clearly, it's Michael Jordan.
Why?
He's just the best. I mean, he didn't have the longevity as LeBron had, obviously, but when he was in his prime, there was nobody else better. 6 for 6, 6 NBA Finals, 2 3-peats, 6 NBA MVPs, Finals MVPs. So it speaks for itself. He didn't have the longevity, but in a shorter career, he was the best in my opinion.
All right, my little brother, Jacob, who is the best of all time, Michael or LeBron?
The better player is LeBron. Overall, like game-wise, LeBron is a better player. He's a better shooter. He's a better passer. He's not a better leader, but he has a longevity. He's 39. He's still going. He's putting up the numbers, making the playoffs with trash teams over and over again. He's carrying his teams, and he's 39. Michael Jordan is definitely second, but I would say LeBron's the better player.
All right, on to the NFL here. Next sport. Dad, who is the best quarterback of all time? Is it Tom Brady or is it Patrick Mahomes?
Oh, man, wow. I mean, I was never a Brady fan growing up, but, I mean, the record speaks for itself. I mean, seven rings? I mean, it speaks for itself. I mean, 10 Super Bowls he's played in, 7 rings. I mean, it's hard to, I know Mahomes is the next up-and-comer, but until he can beat Tom Brady's, you've got to give Brady the edge. He didn't really – I mean, he had a couple of good players, but he never really played with a bunch of all-stars. I mean, he had Randy Moss for a couple of years, and he had Gronk. But other than that, he had a bunch of, also rans, and he drug them all to a Super Bowl. So, yeah, Brady for sure.
Does it help that he's a pretty good-looking guy?
Nah, get out of here.
Jacob, who is the best quarterback of all time? Is it Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady?
For now, it's Brady, but Mahomes will be better.
Really?
Mahomes is he is the best quarterback. Like, talent-wise, he's the best quarterback. He's got everything you need. Clutch. He's not injury-prone. Great arm, and he's a good leader. He makes everyone around him better. He took Kadarius Toney and Travis Kelce and Marquez Valdez-Scantling to the Super Bowl and won it against the 49ers. And he's been in the AFC Championship every year of his career. But obviously, Tom Brady, all them Super Bowls, can't argue against it. He's still number one.
But we all can agree that Cam Newton's the best, right?
Dude, by far. Cam Newton.
Not hardly.
I guess I could say, staying with the NFL, what is better now, the current NFL in the modern day or growing up in the 80s and 90s when you grew up watching?
This is a no-brainer. It's definitely the old school football with the hits and, all the stupid roughing the passer calls. I mean, it's just, it's just makes watching football as a fan, it makes it less enjoyable because you just know you're waiting for a flag to come out every play, special teams. I mean, any facet of the game, defensive backs. I mean, any defensive player now. I mean, it's just unfair to me. I mean, I know they want to clean the sport up, but I mean, I like the old school football where you can actually get out there and hit somebody. I believe in player safety, but I think they've gone way too far the other way.
How many concussions did you have in your time playing football?
A lot. A lot. Yeah. We used to go after the games. We'd just look at our helmets to see how many scars we had on our helmet. That was how we knew we played a good game, whenever we got hit in the head. So, yeah, I guess that explains a lot, though.
Jacob, same question for you. What's better now, the current NFL? I know you're younger. Anything you've seen from the past there, what do you think's the best?
I'm going to agree with Dad. It's just too soft now. There's banning all the tackles. The roughing the passers are just getting too bad. It's just flag over and over. But the modern NFL definitely has the more skilled players. I'll say that. But I would definitely rather watch the old NFL than this NFL.
Same question, different sport. The NBA, is the modern NBA better or worse than the past generations whenever Jordan was playing? I'm going to start with Jacob first this time because I feel like I know what he's going to answer. Give me your response.
Definitely the new NBA, way better.
Explain
The
yourself.
the players are just way better. Obviously, the physicality is not good, but everything else is just better. Shooting, everyone's way more skilled. It's everyone back then they weren't as good. It's just obvious. It's way more high scoring, which is more enjoyable to watch. And the players are just better now.
Do you think there's any negatives to the current NBA that maybe the previous generation was better at?
They're definitely way more physical back then, but besides that, nothing else.
Dad, I know you got a response. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I mean, I still watch today's game. I mean, there are some parts of today's game that I do like. I do like, I like watching guys that can shoot. Everybody shoots a three now, but the guys, and I will admit, most of the guys now are way more skilled than were back in the day. But it was a different game. You played with a center. Most guys played with their back to the basket. The Patrick Ewings, Hakeem Olajuwons. You built your team around them guys, and then you filled in. Now it's so guard driven and everybody shoots a three. But I'm not going to sit here and say I don't like today's game. I don't hate it, but the fouls and stuff back then. I mean, who can say who could be good in what era? I mean, they're all NBA players, but I mean, I really not that have that big of opinion either way. I mean, I still like the NBA, but of course, uh, you know, I like the old school NBA, but I do like the new school. So
Makes sense.
I would like to disagree with your take. They build around the centers all like in the NBA now. Joker, 3 MVPs, and Embiid won it before him. Giannis carried his team to the championship. I think building around the center is still very relevant.
yeah, in a different way because I guess in part you're right, but the guys nowadays can shoot the threes. That's the biggest difference. You've never seen Olajuwon or Patrick Ewing them guys go out there and shoot threes. I mean, the games just don't translate. That's why I still like college basketball more than the NBA because it's kind of like the old school basketball. A big man is going to be a big part of the game more than in the NBA as far as rebounding and stuff like that. So I've always been more of a college guy than NBA.
Speaking of that, that's my next question. Do you guys think the NIL has hurt or improved college sports? Jacob, I'm going to start with you first.
Hurt just gives the players more of an ego, thinking that they're just better than everybody else, and it's just no, that shouldn't be a thing.
No. Do you agree with they should receive any kind of money at all, or do you think it's just gone a little bit overboard?
They should receive money, but not like tens of millions. It's too much. They just get in their head and they become cocky, and it's just not good for the sport.
Yeah, the NIL. I mean, I like that players have freedom to be able to move before you had to sit out a year. I never really liked that because coaches could come and go as they wanted to, and I don't have a problem with players getting paid. I mean, they deserve to be compensated. Especially football. I mean, that's a big time business. But as far as the overall the way it's hurt sport, I mean, I think it's been a negative. The transfer portal. I mean, I don't know how teams can really put together a roster now into college basketball because you don't know who's coming, who's going. You've got to constantly be replenishing. Coach K and Roy Williams and them guys, they all bowed out. I really think, and Nick Saban, I really think it has a lot to do with the new NIL and stuff. So, not opposed to players getting paid. They just don't like the constant movement.
Do you think sports now is in a better place than it was in the past 15, 20 years?
Yes, social media definitely helps.
Do you think that social media has also hurt it in a way because maybe some guys kind of only care about their social media as opposed to maybe just focusing on the game? Do you think that's
Yes, some people. I'm gonna say Odell definitely is only talked about as much because of the catch and social media. Odell is not as good as people say he is. He's just some people. It's not. Nah, I don't think so.
Sports is still popular as it ever has been, and I'm still a fan, so I haven't really been turned off by anything. So I still think sports are in good hands.
all right, guys? Well, thank you so much for your time. Boomer, Gen Z, hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you on the next one.